27 shot attempts, I believe. When you look at the overall game, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, we did a lot of good stuff inside the game. Made one big mistake in the first period, but I thought the first period might have been one of the best first periods we played against a real tough team. A lot of real good looks on the power play to score. We bumped into a goalie that's, really seeing it. You look at some of the point-blank opportunities, and he was just getting a piece of a few.
You didn't have much in the first 10 minutes of the third period maybe, but boy, what changed or you really started getting inside and getting a lot of opportunities in the second half?
Well, they were playing deep through the neutral zone, so they were getting to the puck first a lot of times in the first 10 minutes. I thought we had to get more aggressive, get our third guy involved, and I think when you start to risk a little more against a team like that, you saw a couple chances going the other way. But when you're down 1-0, you have no choice but to just put more risk in your game.
Penalties today. I mean, that's obviously been a point of emphasis. How happy are you that they played the clean game like that?
I thought, again, our discipline in the game was good. The stuff we talked about in the first period about getting more pucks in the net, getting people around the net, a lot better job. Even 6-on-5, the Thompson look. You look at the Peterka that I think went off the arm of Spurgeon, who was on both knees. We had people around the paint. Didn't have a lot of puck luck. You look at the second period when Darlene walked in a couple times, even walked in his backhand. Sometimes the goalie didn't see it, but it still hit him.
Jack Quinn in the situation that looked like the Anaheim game again, real active, getting chances. How encouraged are you about what you're seeing from him?
Again, good. I thought, you look at the one chance in the third period as curl and drag that, basically just caught a piece of him on top of the shoulder. Looked like it was going in. I think with the left-hander in between them, he's getting a few more pucks. I think that Kulik has done a good job. I think the one thing I'd like to see is, we had a couple 3-on-2s we didn't really turn into anything. The one in the second where Cooley shot it, where I think you got to defer to a better play. You had Zucker and Quinner with him. But I thought he made a lot of good plays, even on the wall. He made some good plays. He had a desperation block that, that's the type of stuff that helps you win hockey games.
You looked at the first power play. Did you like how Quinn almost quarterbacked that? It was almost like he took it over and quarterbacked that power play.
Yeah, I think when you look at, the start of that, when our first group didn't get much done, that second group out there, came out and really established a momentum for us on that second half of the power play. And I thought you mentioned he was a big part of it. Made the right plays. You got to believe it's going to start going in. I can mention the shot in the third. There was one other shot that I thought he had a real good look. So it'll go.
Guys mentioned in the room that the folk just don't change anything after a game like that. What's your message to them, just based on how well they played? And you mentioned puck luck and obviously the goal.
I think we're growing as a team. I think we understand that you really don't need to change the way you're playing. You just got to stay with it. We did it on the road trip. We talked about that after the second period. We're going to get our looks. We have to take advantage. It might be a screen goal, tip goal, ugly goal, kind of like the Anaheim goal that got us going where it slipped behind the goaltender. And I think that's the part I'm most impressed with. We've been able to play a pretty consistent style.
Looked like he picked up where he left off. Just what'd you think of him tonight?
Yeah, I thought a lot of good battle. I think probably just a little rusty with shooting maybe. I think you give him that shot in the slot next time. I think he buries it, but I thought energy-wise and skating-wise, he did a good job making sure he was ready to play.
What do you think of Cousins' line today in a tough defensive matchup?
They did a good job. That is probably one of the best lines we faced that can generate. They're a good line. They're a hard line to play against. They got everything. They got speed. They got playmaking ability. They got shooters. So for those guys to be able to handle them for the most part, I like the job they did.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lindy.